video because, I don't know, I just have feelings. I guess I need to get out things I want to say. And just to acknowledge that life is fucking hard right now. And I'm not just saying for like me, I'm saying generally speaking. So if you are struggling, know this. Pretty much everyone else is too, myself included. So you're not alone. You know? Like, sometimes life can be fucking redonkulous. And it feels like you're working so incredibly hard, right? Like, you're really trying. Like, I mean, if you're not trying, well, what the fuck? That's a you problem. But, you know, if you're really trying, and it just feels like you're treading water, or not even, you're fucking drowning. You know, how, and it's like, damn, dude, I stopped buying avocado toast. I fucking, there we go. That is much better. I stopped buying avocado fucking toast. I never bought avocado toast. It's such dumbass fucking shit. Like, y'all want to blame everything on fucking millennials. You know what? We didn't do shit to you. Alright? So, y'all can fucking eat that. Anyways. Yeah, no. Shit's fucking real. You know? And if you have kids, even more so. You know? And as American parents, we're often put in a position, you know, unless you're like fucking upper middle class or really make it like, and even then, even if it is a priority to you, oftentimes it's financially out of reach to be a stay-at-home parent or be able to be with your children as much as you would like, which is really fucking sick and disgusting, because being able to be with your kids, like, we are our children's first teachers, right? So being able to be with our kids, like, that's huge, you know? Family time, community, that's really important for people, not just young people, all people. And I also want to address the stigma and shame around poverty, or being perceived like, oh no, you're apparently a poor person that's made bad financial choices. Nah, bitch, I wasn't born with a silver spoon stuffed up my ass. And I've done the best with what I've been given. So, you know, like, studies say, and if you want me to cite it, I'll find it, that it takes around 20 years, right? 20 years to pull yourself out of poverty. It feels like a long fucking time. 20 fucking years. And in the meantime, wow. You know what else? You want to know what really grinds my gears? When motherfuckers don't wave. Dude, acknowledge your fellow man. Acknowledge the humanity that's around you, okay? Like, you want to come visit me and you want to fucking move here, we wave to each other, okay? It's a cultural thing. So please embrace that. It's, you know, it's honestly unfair. And, you know, you see all of these fucking bullshit people online that are like, oh, me, I'll fucking do it. Yeah, but there's a lot that they don't say. So, fuck all of that, also. But yeah, no. It takes that long. And while you're living it, like, poverty is inherently traumatic, right? And so you're constantly dealing with crisis. Everything's a fucking crisis if you don't have the resources to address it. You got money, who gives a fuck, right? Because it doesn't matter. You can buy your way out of whatever problem occurs, right? But you don't have money, like, shit can go downhill real quick, like, oh fuck, I was driving on bald tires because I really don't have a lot of money. Got a flat tire. Well, I couldn't go to work because I had a flat fucking tire, so they fired me. Because they didn't really have anybody around to give me a ride, right? So now I'm out of work. I still don't have a fucking tire. And now I'm not making money to earn said tire. My transportation is compromised. And so then everything becomes compromised. You know? And especially in such a rural state. You know, like, you need transportation. That's also a thing. Like, that's important. And there are a lot of barriers to that, whether it be financial, credit-wise, you know, or you can't afford a payment, whatever. What the fuck ever. Cash for clunkers was bullshit, okay? It was fucking bullshit because back in the day, yo, that's right, it's been 84 years. Back in the day, you could buy a car, a reasonable, good, fucking solid car, like, yes, second hand, but it was reasonable and they were good quality. Like, you could find that. And now, Jesus, don't get me started, because I'm driving a fucking 2009 with a payment on it, because the 2010 that I had owned outright had almost 300,000 miles on it and was ready to die, right? So that fucking sucks. I needed a car. I can't live without a car. I live way the fuck out in the woods. Like, there's not a lot within walking distance of me at all. Like, in my town, we basically have a church, a gun shop, and a fucking post office. Oh, and a really little tiny library. And that, oh, and a barbershop. Don't forget the barbershop. And that's about it. We don't even have a store anymore, which is BS. You know, and then it's what it can be really discouraging. But don't lose hope, okay? Like, I know shit can be really bad, and if shit's really bad in your life, I'm here to tell you, I understand. Like, in the past couple months, my sister died. Oh my God, my sister died. I lost my job and my financial stability because of that. My daughter moved out, which was a shock, a shock to say the least, especially how it happened. She's 16. But, you know, having empty nest syndrome at 34 wasn't something I expected, I guess. I know she's growing up. She'll be 17 in November. I know that she's finding her own path, you know, and I embrace that, and I want that for her. But that doesn't mean it wasn't a loss. It doesn't mean, you know, I didn't miss her terribly. So, you know, and we are conditioned. We are taught. You know, you keep these things to yourself, right? You keep your financial issues to yourself. You keep your struggles to yourself. You keep whatever to yourself, right? Oh, don't air your dirty laundry. Well, motherfucker, I am yanking my underwear up on that flagpole because I'm struggling financially. I don't really know anybody who isn't, to be frank. Like, we all joke about it, but it's more in like a ha-ha, the world's on fire way. This is nervous laughter. So, yeah, that's fucked, dude. It's fucked. And then you have these huge tech companies that, you know, basically operate on their own accord, like, because they're multinational. They fucking have the money and the clout to do whatever it is they want to do. Or you have people with just altogether too much money and a lack of common sense. So there's that. But yeah, I resent the fact that a couple rich dummies with the ability to be in the position they're in somehow get to make decisions that really fucking fuck my life up. Or generally speaking, humanity's fucking life. You know, like, just, oh my God. With lack of customer service, motherfucking Verizon, I'm looking at you. I shouldn't have to pay an extra $10 to, like, pay my bill with a customer service agent. Like, what the fuck is that, bro? That used to be free. Like, I'm gonna tell you a hint just from a call center perspective. When you're dealing with the fucking stupid AI bullshit digital health system, curse at it. I hate to say that, but the biometrics do pick up on that. And it will, like, escalate your call. See, that chick wave, she knows. Escalate you getting an actual human response. So just keep that in mind. That works. Not always, but it does. Also, I got money off my bill because their service has sucked fucking ass lately. And they were able to look that up and confirm that. So, if your service has been as terrible as mine, which probably has, I highly suggest calling and getting a credit on your bill for the service that you are paying for and not receiving. That being said, I'm probably going to switch providers altogether because I'm fucking over it. You know, and it's interesting because not a lot of people know this, but there was a bunch of money at one point that was invested in, like, digital infrastructure. Like, I'll give you an example. For almost 4 years at the house I live at, I could not get Wi-Fi. And it wasn't financial. It was, I live right next to a mountain. So, like, it just wasn't getting the signal. We weren't able to get the signal unless we got satellite, which is notoriously expensive and unreliable. And then finally, a little local company was able to kind of hook it up. But really, primarily, I was relying on my hotspot. And the problem with that is it's obviously attached to the quality of the data and the service you receive from your cell phone. So that's really shitty, and it's also really shitty in a state that's incredible, you know, has many, many rural neighborhoods and communities that don't have access to technology, really, like, or the, you know, the way they should. No, that's not even the way I want to put it, but in order to be up to speed with the rest of the world, I guess is what I'm going to say. And yeah, I think it's 30% of people in rural communities are still using dial-up. Like, bro, what is this, 94? You know? Oh my god. It's like, I was trying to explain to my daughter that, you used to have to not use the phone to use the internet, you know, if somebody wanted to use Wi-Fi or internet, and that you had to use a calling card, or at least at my house you did. A calling card. You remember those? I remember those. Pepperidge Farms remembers. A calling card to make a long distance call. It was so stupid because my boyfriend, he literally lived a mile down the road, but he lived over the county and the town line, so it was considered long distance. Isn't that bullshit? So anytime I wanted to call him, I had to use a friggin' phone card. Oh my god, or being charged, like, per text. Oh, I don't miss that. I talk a lot. So, as you can see. So, having the ability to, like, text without limits does do me favors. Even then, though, it was better because you utilized them with more discretion because you had less, and they therefore had inherently more value. You know, same thing with pictures. Like, man, I remember when taking and developing pictures was like an event, you know? Like, I'd go to summer camp with a disposable camera or two, bring them home, wait for my mom fucking 2 years later to develop the fucking film. Oh shit, there's nobody at the beach, bro. Oh man, we're gonna stop. Look. Okay. So, I'm not usually like a big like person like this, but can you see it? Isn't that beautiful? We're gonna go to, well, we can sit here next to the beach. I'll go to the beach later when I'm by myself. Because sometimes you just need the beach. Really, I'm trying to get myself to go do work, but I am fucking struggling right now, to be quite frank. Because, you know, it's, what does that even mean? Sometimes when you've got a box of bees in your brain, it's hard to focus. That's another thing with poverty. When you're constantly worried about not having enough, or having your lights shut off, or you can't afford fucking shoes for your kids, or food, or whatever. And you know what? Don't say shit about welfare or food stamps, motherfucker, because right now in Maine, like, if a two-person household with a parent and a teenager, $80, okay? You get $80 a month. So, given current food prices, I ask you, what can you buy? I mean, I can stretch $80 pretty fucking far, but I mean, the fact remains it's $80. You know, and as much as you can stretch it, it does only go so far. And then that's another thing, like, being able to plan is a luxury. It is an absolute luxury. Being able to know what to expect, also a luxury. Having enough money to not know what it feels like to not be able to have what you want, never mind that being like a way of existence, is like most of the time you don't have what you want, and life is uncomfortable, you know, and that is a shitty feeling. It's hard, and it's demotivating, because like progress comes in increments, you know, which it does always. But in the age of social media, you know, you see people advertising themselves, I guess you could say, and it's not always completely bro, there's pillows on the side of the road. Never. Okay, so I have a bit of maybe you could call it paranoia, but there is no fucking way in hell ever that I would pick up pillows from the side of the road that are not wrapped. Bro, that's just probably got bed bugs in it or some shit. Like, nope. That's a nope for me, dog. Well, anyway, if you're experiencing any of those things, all of these things, keep going. Okay, like, I don't know where we're going, but keep going. Because, I mean, what's the fucking alternative, right? What's the alternative? Like, you can curl up and die. Like, curl up, turn into a husk. And I don't mean that in any sort of way. So anybody out there who may take it some sort of way, don't. Because that's not how I meant it. I meant it like, so far, your track record for surviving bad things, as far as I know, unless you're watching this from the spirit realm, which, hey, cool, welcome, has been 100%, right? So, that being said, you know, like, it may not be ideal and it may not be the way that you imagine it, but you can do this. You know, I remember watching an art piece, and it was like an interpretive dance regarding the process of addiction and recovery, and it was fucking amazing. It was very well done, and one thing that kept coming up was like, you know, a refrain was, who's stopping you? Who's stopping me? Right? And as simple as that sounds, it's not, you know, like, yeah, okay, I hear you, I know that's probably what you're saying, I know, me too, but, so, we all have good and bad days, right? Like, I count myself lucky if I get 3 things on my fucking constant to-do list that never ends. It's just always scrolling. Like, you remember those, they were like coloring things, and they had the paper in it, and it just scrolled? Like, dude, that's that shit. That's my mental list of crap. So that's not very satisfying. It's not, because I feel like it never ends. Like, you know, that's a really big thing, okay? Reward yourself for good work. Not everybody sees your good work, okay? Not everybody is going to. For many, it's invisible work. We all do that invisible work, right? Wow, Jesus Christ, the sun is fucking offensive. Damn. Okay, well, it's still offensive. What a beautiful sun. So past a certain point, right, you got to be able to finish the goal, complete the goal. So if you get like 3 things done, 3 solid fucking things, like, I know people use the spoon analogy, but quite frankly, I'm really bad at determining, like, what is a spoon, what is a teaspoon, what is a tablespoon in my life. So if I at least get 3 solid things done that I really needed or wanted to get done, that's good. If I get more than that, that's fucking extra good. But if I at least get 3, I feel pretty great about that. And you gotta have that, you know? You gotta allow yourself to feel good. You gotta reward yourself for hard work, you know, and appreciate it. Appreciate when, because that's a really easy thing to miss. Like, myself, I'm pretty driven. So I tend to not stop and appreciate, like, the trajectory of my life or some of the choices I've made that have turned out well, because I'm constantly like, okay, what's next on the list? I gotta keep going down the list. Well, sometimes you need to stop the list. Holy Christ. Sorry, guys. You need to stop the list. Stop. Stop, drop, and roll, man. No, I am not. Jerks are bad, okay? Well, some of them. Pills, powders, whatever. If you want to eat mushrooms to get funky in the woods, dude, or do psychedelics, I fully condone and support that. But yeah, take the time, you know, to toast to yourself, or light a candle, or whatever it is that you do that, you know, kind of feels like, hey, gold star for me. Fuck, I like stickers. You know, get me some of those gold stars, because what is the work, what is life if we have no reward? Like, and you just Sisyphus, like, oh fuck, I gotta roll the rock up the hill again. And sometimes, to be frank, I do feel that way. I feel very much like Sisyphus, but really, truly, I can say I've made progress. Like, yeah, 1 step forward, 2 steps back sometimes, but generally speaking, see, and I don't know who I'm trying to convince. Am I trying to convince you, or am I trying to convince me? That's the real question. Wow. Well, I didn't really expect to make this such a long video, but it was worth it. You know, I feel better. Do you feel better? I don't know if anybody even watches this. Oh shit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I have to say for tonight. So I guess I am signing off. Peace.